Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome once again to my testimony. This is part two to the story that I told before. So, after I went to the guillotine, basically leaving off from where I left off. After going to the guillotine, my body was laying lifeless on the bed with my neck broken and my arm twisted. And I yelled out, "Jesus!" I didn't die, of course, or I wouldn't be here to tell the story now. But my mother called the ambulance because I wasn't moving or anything. Uh, they came pretty quickly and saw that I was not moving, pretty lifeless. And they took me in a blue tarp, an open blue tarp, which is pretty much when somebody passes away or when somebody dies. The thing was, I was okay, but that was still pretty traumatic, pretty scary. So I went to Memorial Northeast. Well, yeah, Memorial Northeast. It was a mental health unit. I've been there several times before, but this time in particular, I things just wasn't right, and it was a battle between spirit and physical body. So the physical realm and the spiritual realm, and so many things was happening around me that I could not understand, and I did not know what was going on. So I'm calling this part hospitalization. So after everybody's already been caught up and everything, which was in the last story that it basically was telling, now we get into after the rapture that I experienced in the hospital. So they gave me this shot in my arm, and I was basically laying in the bed dying. And they moved me to a far room. But then I laid there just dying, just somebody talking on my tongue and everything. It was a bunch of demons. And pretty much it's just like my tongue was going to stick out and my stomach was going to, anyway, it's pretty graphic. But anyway, none of that happened because my mind woke up and my body was starting to wake up as well. Um, Kind of moving back a little bit, there was these super soldiers that came out, and they were empowering the nurses because the nurses had power and strength that they should not have had. And what they were wearing is like sergeant uniform, you know, big, huge soldiers. These aren't small men by any means, but it was all in the spirit. And they were empowering these nurses to kind of torment me for a while, especially with medication. And of course, I kept refusing to take it. So So I don't know if this is just my reality when it comes to the apocalypse. If I get left behind on the earth, it's just like, okay, well, you didn't do this in your body, so we're gonna make you take some medication, even though you're not supposed to take any medicine anymore. You're not supposed to give them information either. And then these actual officers came out to take me to a facility. Um, but I kept fighting against them and then just left me alone. I was ready to go home. I was just ready to go home. But then they came back to take me over to the facility after a while, after things had calmed down for a while. Then I got to the facility and the effects were still happening. I In the spiritual realm, I felt like I was dying that night. And people was coming in and out to check on me to make sure I was okay, or to make sure if I was, they were doing their reports and everything. I had no clue what was going on. In my mind, it was so much happening in the spirit. And I'm not going to give anybody away or anything like that, but it was a battle. It was a battle. So the first few nights, uh, I hardly was able to go to sleep or anything. And I was up pretty early in the morning, or, I was probably asleep, but my spirit was still awake because I'm not really used to those type of places. I mean, I'm used to them, but I'm not comfortable there. But a lot of things happened while I was at the facility, and I met different people and met different religions, people of different religions and origins. And they all were kind of coming up against me night by night. Now, I'm usually pretty quiet in these facilities. I don't really say much to anybody or do anything there. But I felt like I had to defend myself quite a few times there, and even woke up with a wound on my head. And basically, I never washed up or took a shower there. You just don't. At least I didn't. And it got so bad to the point to where I was trying to escape, but I had no clue what I was doing. And then the ambulance came and picked me up after I was acting the way I was acting. The weird thing was I was awake but asleep at the same time. I kept running in the doors, running around, trying to escape. It's like I was in my own mind, in my own head, but I couldn't stop myself from doing what I was doing. But yeah, they had sent me to another hospital close by. It was another Memorial Hermann hospital, but I kept refusing treatment. I kept refusing treatment because I had in my mind, don't take the treatment. Don't take the treatment. Don't give them any information. So again, I don't know if that's what's going to happen. It's just like in the end times, as a Christian, you can't give them your name, you can't give them your address, you can't tell them anything, or else the demons will find you. Because basically they don't know everything. Point blank. Satan is not omnipresent. Satan is not all knowing. He doesn't know everything, but he does use his minions to report back to him. So there was a huge battle going on, and spiritually people was coming to visit me, and I've already said who it was, but I'm not going to say it again. Just, watch part 1 and you'll find out who I was talking about. But I had some people physically come visit me, which I'm grateful for. But it was rough. It was rough. And I was in there for pretty much a month. I was in there for a month until pretty much the last days that I was there. I ended up getting a fight with one of the guards there, or pretty much one of the staff. Again, you do anything you can to get out. And that's pretty much what I had to do. And they finally released me. Because other than that, I would have still been in that facility right now, not able to tell this story. But day after day, night after night, supernatural things began to happen the entire time. The whole experience was supernatural. And we even got to do karaoke and everything. It was a weird yet exciting experience for me in that facility. But all in all, I thank God for letting me go through it, because it made me a better person. Even though, even when I was getting home, it was hard to adjust again. And it was still happening because I could barely get ready the next day for church. I had to get ready at church and everything. But I've since recovered since then. So glory to be to God and all this whole situation that was going on. Um, so as you can see, guys, this hand is swollen from punching doors and punching walls simply because of anger. But you know what? Though it is physically puffed up like this, it does not make me any weaker. And the Holy Spirit still abounds in this hand, the right hand. A long time ago, there was a cross on my forehead and on my right hand that I saw in the spirit, a blue cross and a blue cross on my forehead, a blue cross on my hand. This is the flame of the Holy Spirit that has locked me in. And I thank God every day for it. And it keeps me safe. He keeps me safe day in and day out from dangers seen and unseen. I don't know, brothers and sisters. I don't know if this testimony is helping you in any type of way, but all I know is glory be to God and everything that I go through. And things are going to turn around soon, not just for me, but for you as well. Stay close to God, and He'll stay close to you. God will always stay close to you no matter what. But one thing it does say, He shall resist the proud. So if you're proud and puffed up, God will resist you. And you don't want that. So stay humble. Stay humble. All right, brothers and sisters, I'm going to end it off here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.